Peggy 3.
Welcome back to another episode of The Boot Room. I'm Matt Cuttle, and as usual I'm joined by Darren Cross from Match Magazine to talk about all things FIFA 14. Now this time we're talking about defending corners, which is something you really need to master, isn't it, Darren?
It is, yeah, particularly if up against a player that knows how to score corners, and I know I count you as one of those. So it's, there's a few tips we've got today that are going to help you defend with that.
Now before you even step onto the pitch, there are a couple of things you can do in the menus to give you that edge, aren't there?
Yeah, something that's really helped me is having my auto switching set to air balls and my move assistant set to low, and I know we're going to talk about why I think that's important coming up in the next few tips, but yeah, it really does help me defend corners in FIFA 14.
Right, so when you're actually on the pitch and someone's swinging a corner in, what's the first thing to do?
Yeah, so what I do is, as they're before they've even taken the corner, as they're preparing to take it, aiming their cross, I select the player with the right stick, and what I do is I look to select my biggest defender, my tallest defender, and match him up with the tallest striker. And the reason I use the right stick for that is because it allows me to precisely select exactly the player I want, instead of continually pressing LB and hoping that it changes to the right player. The other option is to select a tall defender and just guard the edge of the 6-yard box towards the front post. You find a lot of corners tend to go there, so that's another good spot to be in to clear it away. Sometimes when I'm playing and I've got a corner, I notice a defending player will take their guy nearest to my taker and run him off of the pitch, anticipating a counter-attack. And by doing that, they've lost the opportunity to select the appropriate defender and match him up with my big striker, which increases my chances of scoring. So I think the tip to take away from that is to defend the corner first. We'll worry about the counter-attack later. Just match height for height in the box and defend it properly, and then build your attack.
So the ball's in the air, it's heading towards the attackers that are in front of your goal. What should you do next?
I think we should talk about what you shouldn't do next actually first, and that's use the player change button. Obviously, because you've got auto switching set to air balls, the AI is going to select the most appropriate player to defend the ball. So if you're sort of panicking a little bit and hitting player change, hoping to change to the nearest player, there's a good chance that you won't, and then the other team could score. So yeah, leave the player change button alone. And this is also where move assistance is going to help you, because you'll notice that as your player is selected, for a second or two he'll continue in the run path that he had, so he'll carry on moving in the direction that he was going. If you have a sort of move assistance set to off, then that's not going to happen. He'll just sort of stop still, and then the striker could get that extra yard of space to win the ball and head it in.
So you've got the correct player selected. What should we think about now?
The next thing's positioning, and what you need to do is use the left stick to keep your defender nice and close to the striker, and just goal side of him, so that you can compete for the ball and give yourself a good chance of heading it away.
Right, now when it comes to heading it away, what's the timing there? Obviously you have to hit the shoot button to get it away, but when should you press that button? Yeah,
it's the shoot button again, definitely. I know we keep on talking about that, but you've really got to use that to defend corners. And I press it just before the ball is going to get on my defender. I mean, what I'm concentrating on during the flight of the ball is the positioning, and then maybe half a second before it's come in, I'm hitting that shoot button to hopefully get into the air first and clear it away.
So is there anything else you can do when it comes to defending corners?
Well, one thing that a lot of people like to do is to rush the keeper out and look to punch or claim the cross as it comes over, and it can be really useful. Personally, I think it's a little bit risky, because once you see the cross, there isn't really time to react, so you're gambling. So as the guy goes to take the corner, you're probably already holding the Y button to rush out. And then if, as we've said before, if the corner's purposefully overhit, then you're not going to be in the right position to intercept it, and you could just nod it into an open goal. So for me, it is a little bit risky, but generally if the ball's in the 6-yard box, the keeper's going to have a good chance of intercepting if you've timed it right.
Thanks for those tips when it comes to defending corners, Darren. Now we've looked at defending quite a bit in the last couple of episodes. Let's talk about attacking in the next show. What are we going to look at? Yeah,
we're going to look at different ways to beat the keeper and how you can increase your chances of scoring.
Great. One-on-one, it's something I do tend to struggle with, Darren, so I look forward to that. Don't forget, you can catch Darren Cross in Match Magazine. That's out every Tuesday. Also, take a look at their Facebook page. We'll see you next time on The Boot Room.